All right, let's jump into one of the most beloved stories of all time, Louisa May Alcott's Little Women. For more than 150 years, the story of the four March sisters has just completely captured people's hearts. So today, we're going to walk through the first part of their amazing journey from girlhood to becoming, well, Little Women.
This one line, right here, sent from their father while he's away serving in the Civil War, is really the heart of the entire story. And it's not just a sweet nickname, it's a challenge. It really asks the big question of the novel. How are these four totally different girls going to handle hardship, figure out who they are, and grow into the women their father is hoping they'll become? So, to really get their journey, we have to get them. Let's meet the four sisters, all living together under one roof during a really tough time of uncertainty and sacrifice.
The whole setting is built on this really powerful contrast. On the outside, their house is old, it's brown, it's bare. The family is poor, and there's a war going on. But inside those walls, it is just bursting with love, imagination, and this incredible resilience, all guided by their amazing mother, who they call Marmee. Okay, so here's our crew. First step is Meg, the oldest. She dreams of luxury, but she's also super responsible. Then you've got Jo, our fiery, kind of unconventional hero who wants nothing more than to be a famous writer. Beth is the quiet, gentle soul of the family. Her whole world is music. And finally, there's Amy, the youngest. She's an aspiring artist who is very, very particular about her looks, especially her nose. But here's the thing. This isn't just a story about getting by when you're poor. It's about actively trying to be a good person. And for the March sisters, that whole journey of self-improvement, it actually starts with a game. So on Christmas morning, their mother encourages them to think about their lives like a pilgrimage, an idea they get from the book Pilgrim's Progress. The basic idea is that each of them has a personal burden, a flaw they need to overcome. This focus on character was a huge deal in Alcott's world, and Marmee, being brilliant, turns this really hard work into a kind of imaginative quest for them. And these are their specific burdens, or as their dad calls them, their bosom enemies. Meg, she struggles with being envious of rich people. Jo has to fight a temper that is so fierce it actually scares her. Beth is painfully, painfully shy. And Amy has to work on overcoming her own selfishness. These are the personal dragons that each of them has to slay. Now, even with all these struggles, their house is anything but gloomy. Jo is writing these fantastic, over-the-top plays with costumes made out of whatever they can find. They put on The Witch's Curse, an operatic tragedy, for their friends, and Jo just loves playing the villain roles, complete with leather boots. They even have a secret club where they write their own little newspaper. It's amazing. And this is what's so important. Their imaginary world isn't just about escaping. It's like a training ground for being a good person in the real world. And we see that put to the test on Christmas morning. Marmee tells them about a poor family nearby that is starving. And without even hesitating, the girls pack up their entire Christmas breakfast, all of it, and take it to them. And they just have bread and milk themselves. But these little tests of character are about to be completely overshadowed by a much, much bigger crisis. Their game of Pilgrim's Progress is about to get terrifyingly real. This is it. This is the moment that changes everything. The Civil War, which was always just kind of in the background, comes crashing right into their living room with this one telegram. Their father is sick, really sick. Marmee has to get to Washington immediately, but travel is expensive, and they have absolutely no money. So how do they get the money? That's where this number comes in, $25. For them, that's a huge amount of money, and it comes from a really shocking place, representing the first major sacrifice made by one of the sisters. Any ideas who it might be? It's Jo. Of course it's Jo. Impulsive, passionate Jo just walks out of the house and comes back without her one beauty, her incredible, long, chestnut hair. She sold it. It's such a powerful, heartbreaking moment that just shows you how much she loves her family. She would sacrifice a part of her own identity for them. And just when you think things can't possibly get worse, they do. While Marmee is away, sweet, gentle Beth gets scarlet fever from the Hummel family, the same family they helped. She gets incredibly sick, and the other girls have to face this horrifying reality that they might lose their sister, all while both their parents are gone. But the Marches aren't completely on their own through all of this. Right next door, there's a family from a totally different world, and that family is about to become a huge part of their lives. I mean, just look at the contrast between these two worlds. You have the March's home, a little shabby, but it's vibrant. It's full of laughter and chaos. And then right next door, you've got this stone mansion. It's got everything you could ever want, but it's quiet and lonely. It's just home to a wealthy old man and his grandson. So this lonely grandson, Theodore Laurie Lawrence, he is just completely captivated by the life and the energy he sees in the March house. And the girls, they basically adopt this charming, lonely boy and make him part of the family. He becomes the brother they never had, sharing everything from their plays and secrets to now their biggest fears. And it's not just Laurie. His grandfather, who seems so gruff and intimidating, is slowly won over, especially by Beth. He sees how she longs to play his fancy grand piano, so he does something amazing. He gifts her a small piano of her very own. For Beth, this is just everything. It's not just her biggest dream coming true, it gives her the courage to walk over to that huge mansion, knock on his door, and thank him. That's a huge step for her. So, the family makes it through. Beth survives, Marmee comes home to take care of her, and their father slowly starts to recover. In this whole period of intense struggle, it really forges the sisters into something new. And this brings us right back to where we started. Mr. March, though he's still weak, makes a surprise return on Christmas Day, exactly 1 year after the story began. And when he looks at his daughters, he sees it. The hope from his first letter came true. The trials they faced have genuinely transformed them. You can really see the change. Meg isn't so worried about fancy things anymore. Jo has gained a new maturity and has a better handle on that temper. Beth's brush with death has given her this quiet, inner strength. And Amy, who was sent away to her aunt's house to avoid the fever, has learned to be more patient and thoughtful. They've all taken a massive step toward conquering those personal burdens. And this moment right here is really the official end of their collective childhood. Meg falls in love and gets engaged to Laurie's tutor, Mr. Brooke. And while it's wonderful and happy, it's also a sign that things will never be the same. The four sisters, who were this inseparable unit, are starting to go down their own separate paths. So the first part of their journey is complete. They've survived war, sickness, and poverty, and they've grown up so much because of it. But this is really only the beginning. The novel keeps going, and it asks a whole new question. Now that they've become little women, what's going to happen when they face the even bigger challenges of the adult world? And that, of course, is a story for part 2.